Hello, AI Wizard here. Today, I'm going to try to explain to you how some of the things that you would usually expect to properly work with AI providers, how they actually work behind the scenes. And we are going to specifically cover how PDFs and PDF parsing works. So for example, you have some PDF file, you are sending it to ChatGPT, to Claude, to Gemini, and you chat with your PDF, right? So it might seem very simple on the surface. However, there is actually a lot of engineering going on in order to be able, for you as a user, to be able to chat with AI about your PDF. And here I'm going to cover some of the ways, some of the strategies that those AI providers or other AI agents, startups are using in order for you to be able to chat with your PDF. So let's start with a very simple component. Let me just zoom in a little bit here. With a very simple component called PDF, all right? So at first, obviously, we have a PDF file. Now, imagine that, let's just, for the sake of it, to make sure we're all clear here, we have a simple AI chat, right? It can be ChatGPT, for example, and you just drag and drop your PDF, okay? So once you drag and drop, there is usually one thing happens. So that PDF will stay in the same context of this chat. So which means that this AI chat will be now aware of your PDF. If you go ahead and open a new chat, for example, the PDF, the context, the information from this PDF will disappear, right? You will have to send another PDF. And by the way, if you are not clear on any of the terms that I'm explaining right now and you want a more deep dive on how some of these things work, for example, I just now mentioned the context. If you're not sure what is context and how it works, just let me know down in the comments, all right? I would go deeper into it. I will try to explain to the best of my abilities how it works, what is it, and why you should care about it, all right? So now, let's see, we have PDF, all right? So whenever you send it to ChatGPT, usually the first thing that needs to be done, okay, is text extraction. So we have a text extraction, all right? Now, these LLMs, like ChatGPT, they are just LLMs. They're a simple way to describe them would be something like it's autocomplete on steroids, which means that the only thing that it can directly deal with usually is a text. PDF, unfortunately, is not just a text. PDF is so many things other than text. I'm not going to go into details. And again, if you are interested, just let me know down in the comments. But PDF is a file containing a lot of other information, metadata, and specific PDF encoding, I would say, to be able to be a PDF and not just a text, all right? So the first thing that it will do is it will extract the text. So then that text would be basically directly sent to the context window. So this context window will directly feed into this AI chat, and now you can ask questions about your PDF. Okay? So basically AI chat, it will be checking this text every time you're asking some question about that PDF. For example, you're asking, hey, tell me what's on page 5, this specific heading, what's the content of it? Or try to summarize this PDF and questions like that, right? So it will directly pull the data from the context window. And this approach actually is more or less default across your normal AI chat apps like ChatGPT, Gemini, most of them, all right? That's how they do it. But there are some nuances. So first of all, the text extraction by itself is not a very simple task, okay? It's not very hard, it's not very complex, but it's not very simple task as well. So the quality of your answers whenever you chat with AI will very much depend on how much text and how accurately text can be extracted from PDF, because it's one thing to extract text from PDF, But it's another thing, for example, to extract a structured text from PDF. So for example, you may have a PDF that would simply contain some text. But what if you have another PDF where, let's say you have, so let me just put it like this. You have a heading. So let's say you have a heading and the text. So are we sure that our text extraction logic can preserve the structure of PDF or not? And by the way, this text extraction, if you are still not clear, is not a part of this LLM. It's not a part of the model. It doesn't matter whether you are using Gemini or ChatGPT. The model does not say how accurately you will extract the text. Okay, text extraction logic is just a code, is just a logic written by some software developers for you. And then that text is being fed to LLM. So therefore, the quality of how the text extracted will definitely impact how good are your answers. Okay? And then, okay, fine. Let's say we have a perfect text extraction. Now, what if our PDF is not your standard PDF? You know how some PDFs you are able to highlight the text, but some PDFs you cannot? You know why? For example, PDFs that are scanned documents. So whenever you scan some documents, usually you won't be able to highlight anything, because we could say that the entire page of PDF is just an image. In that case, how do we do text extraction? Because as far as this logic is concerned, as far as this element, this step is concerned, there is no text, so there is nothing to extract. And this was a problem actually with some of these AI providers in early days. Now, of course, they improved, where they were not able to extract text at all. Right. So how do we deal with that? So let's imagine we have, let's draw another box here, right? So we have a PDF that contains an image. So how do we deal with that? Okay, in that case, there would be a new thing called image OCR. So in this case, we're going to make it like this. So let me just readjust this diagram a bit. So in case, if we have, let's say, scanned PDF, if entire PDF is just an image, in that case, we would first feed it to OCR logic, optical character recognition logic, that would extract all the possible text. Moreover, there will be some additional vision capabilities to be able to kind of see an image. That would also help us to recognize what's actually there on that PDF, all right? But usually what happens is that it's a little bit difficult to understand whether PDF is a normal PDF where you can extract some text, or it's a scanned PDF where there is technically no text. So basically, the way that these mechanisms usually build, all right? So usually they're built this way. At first, okay, I would have to redraw this entire thing. For you guys, I'll just skip it ahead, okay? Okay, so this was happening. We get PDF. At first, we try to extract the text normally with the existing logic that we already have. If we can, so yes, we just feed it directly to the context window from which AI chat will be able to grab that information about your PDF, so you will be able to chat with your PDF, right? But if it fails, the first thing that is usually happening, the entire PDF is converted to the image, all right? Because even though the image is technically on PDF, we are not able to directly try to see things on PDF, right? We cannot use our logic for images on PDF. So we kind of have to convert that PDF to the image first. Once it's converted to the image, okay, at that point, we can use our OCR, our vision technology in order to extract the information from the image, which includes text, but might include something else. For example, tables, for example, charts, for example, some more complicated data, right? Your documents might have a lot of illustrations, right? That is difficult to be extracted in a text format. However, they could be described as something. So for example, if there's passport scan and you have some flag there, for example, the vision will be able to kind of see, okay, this is a flag, maybe it's this country, maybe it's not that country, right? So that's how it usually works. And now here's an interesting thing. Right now, all of the information that we extract from PDF goes to the context window. But as you guys already probably know about this, that context window is not infinite. So what if you have a PDF that is more than 1,000, more than 2,000, more than 3,000 pages, or you have multiples of them? If you go ahead and try to download some PDF, it can be some certain legal statements, policies, books. Some of them reach more than 2K pages per PDF. If you try to get that file and send it to your ChatGPT now or even Gemini, most probably it will fail. And you know what's interesting? Maybe the context window will allow you to feed that much of information, but this logic would fail. Most probably it will crash. So last time when I tried to use Gemini, I sent a PDF that is more than 1,000 pages long. It just crashed on me. It didn't even reach the step of like feeding that data to the context. No, it wasn't overfilling my context window because Gemini is quite big in terms of the context, one of the largest models, right? But it failed on text extraction part. And how do we solve that problem? And that would be a topic for the next video. And as usual, if you guys are interested in AI, custom AI agents specific for finance use at your company for your professional use case for finance industry, go to our profile here on YouTube, click on this link and book a call with us. We'll help you with everything we can. All right. Thank you. Bye-bye.